Rosa, you be funny.
Ready for tonight. Should touch each other. That should be an obvious one, ladies and gentlemen. First game against the Chargers. Raider Nation. It is an amazing Monday. It is Tuesday. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry, Monday. It is Tuesday, September 9th, 2025. Yes, it is a glorious Tuesday. It is. And yes, we have a treat for several reasons. We have treats all over the place. There's just treats left and right, up and down. I got one that's at the end. Hopefully, these people are watching. I just got some amazing stories from this weekend. But first and foremost, you guys already know. Welcome back to the Ultimate Raider Fan 32. Smash that like button, share the stream. Don't forget to drop into the chat. Don't forget to link and subscribe. And not only, but not last, not least, notification. Please don't forget to hit that notification button. Yes, we've got a stacked show after a wild week one matchup. You know, film, some hard truths. And tonight we're joined by one of the best friends of the show, a voice Raider Nation, absolutely 100% trust. That is Miss Peggy Holmes, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think y'all understand. I always have here, but I just want to make sure I give her just due today, right? Peggy is more than just Raider Nation family. She is a sharp football mind and a straight shooter. We've all seen her call it like it is on roster construction, game management, and the trenches. No fluff, just straight football. Miss Peggy, welcome back. For the new folks, here's what y'all definitely need to pick up and know. Peggy's Raider credentials are second to nobody. One of the longest fans on the planet. Don't even have to go there, right? Plugged into the culture and history like no other. Understands the silver and black identity, the physicality, discipline, pride, all of it from A to Z. She's not just vibes either. She tracks the personnel groupings, the tendencies, situational ball. Look, I'm not getting all of this out of the air. This ain't fluff. If y'all been here before, you already know how Miss Peggy get down. Third down calls, red zone decisions. Man, who actually wins at the line of scrimmage? She's heavy about that line of scrimmage. I mean, hey, what she brings tonight, no excuses. Clean analysis, right? Quarterback play, protection route, all of it. Wide receivers, linebacker fits. I can't wait to talk about it all. But, I mean, look, she absolutely represents the heartbeat of this fan base. Passion with standards, and I'm hoping that I'm giving her just due this one time, right? Out of the plethora of times that I've had her on the show. So, without further ado, Miss Peggy Holmes is in the building.
Hey. Hi, Mr. Crump, I'm so happy to be here, and especially after an opening day win. And remember, 16 more games to go, so this is a developing situation.
It really is.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And we're going to get right into your 5 categories, but I have to say, anybody who knows football knows coaching matters.
100%. 100%.
And
100%.
the criteria that I give to coaching is the adjustments. What's going on that sideline, what that brain trust is thinking about. And I'm telling you, it's been years since we have seen people that actually respond to what is going on the field at the time, and they're thinking on multiple levels. And I'm telling you, I think Raider Nation is in for a treat. Watch. I call it chess. It's football, but I really call it chess. Move, counter move. Move, counter move. You don't have coaches that can keep up with that, you're not going to win many football games. There's no question about that. So
Absolutely.
let's get into our categories right away. What you want to talk about?
You're right, because we're going to jump right in, right? We all know about, how our chat lives matter, and we're going to absolutely get into it. But first and foremost, we got clean new looks, new views. Obviously, we tried to take it back a little bit, if you can recall. But let's hit this next view. We got the quarterback breakdown, ladies and gentlemen. We got the quarterback breakdown. It absolutely was a quarterback battle. Believe it or not. So first and foremost, you tell me what's your thoughts on how all of that went down over the weekend.
Yeah, I mean, Drake May, obviously a guy, not many starts, but of course now we have Geno, 34 years old, been there, done that. And it was really well game planned on both sides of the ball, I have to say, for what the Raiders were going to do. The thing that I have told people about time and time again is that everybody who faces us is going to put 6-7 men on the line of scrimmage, Mr. Crump.
Yep, absolutely.
Automatically, until the Raiders prove they have a deep passing game and that they have a passing game that can move the ball. We have to prove that, and that's why you got that touchdown to Tucker early.
Yep.
The New England Patriots were not impressed.
No, absolutely.
They were sitting that 6-7 man front up there because Junty is not going to beat me.
Correct.
It's Chip Kelly's job, like I said, to script out the plays, to get those linebackers off the line of scrimmage, and safeties too, okay? Go behind them. The plays have to go behind them. And I think what happened in the first half, and Geno was doing a lot of feeling out too. This is why I like smart guys. They feel it out.
Yep.
Trying to see what you're going to do. If I do this, what are you going to do? If I do this, what are you going to do? Came out with surprise touchdown, but then everybody went back to their game plan.
Yep.
Okay? They weren't going to let Junty run. Simple as that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think he may have had some jitters as well in certain areas for sure. And again, look, we're not here to just beat down on anybody. Shout out to Ashton, because people are gonna immediately assume I'm a hater. All of these kind of things, because the reality is, like, regardless of 8, 9, 10 in the box, right? At some point, even if you want to blame Pete Carroll, right, offensive coordinator and Chip, you can't afford to have the type of production that you had as Ashton Janty when you were literally 1/3 of the offense. He took up literally 20 of the 58 plays that were run, and it was definitely abysmal. So, regardless of however you want to look at it, I mean, look, JPJ has been one of my favorite from day one, but he was not pretty to look at. I'm sorry. Like I say, look, I call it like I see it, ladies and gentlemen. I spend my hard-earned money. As y'all all know, I'm not going to bully this over, right? Because we want to hear what Miss Peggy got to say, not what Turf got to say.
No. And I want to say something about JPJ.
Yeah.
Everybody has slated him at center, right?
Right, yeah.
And he started out as a left guard. And then what happened was they moved him to right guard. And many offensive linemen have told me it makes a difference what side you're playing from. Yeah, true, we love those plug and play offensive linemen. But the fact of the matter is, if you're coming from the left, you're coming from the right, it's a different way you play, a different technique. And I think he's getting used to what we've played him at 3 different positions since he's come here. I'm
Right.
gonna give the young man a chance. He's a
Right.
little on the aggressive side, but as a Raider Nation, you do not mind a late hit.
Nah, you don't mind a little bit of the aggression at all. In the way that he
Especially on that offensive line that could use some aggression. But quite frankly, the same thing that would happen last year happened this year.
Yep.
Okay. And with them not being able to get a push forward.
Right.
Okay. They were
Right.
still and a lot of that had to do with, extra bodies to pick up, extra people in the gaps.
Right.
But we're still seeing this line kind of sort of getting out. I mean, I was very wary of the fact that we have basically the same personnel.
Right.
I mean, minus the center, basically all the same bodies are back. And now you expect them to play differently. And offensive line, run blocking, of course, it's the hardest thing to do. Everybody knows that too.
Yeah. It's unless you're on the tackle side.
It's
Right.
it's rough.
Yeah, and you got to pass defense, particularly the left side.
They gave up 4 sacks yesterday, and all of them, of course, were pressure sacks. It was just,
One
one of those things. Geno's not going to hold the ball too long, but there were a couple of plays. I don't know, Mr. Crump, did you see it where he absolutely didn't have any time? They were on it.
Oh, 100%. 100%. And shout out to Geno Smith. It was refreshing to see a quarterback be consistent through 4 quarters. I'm not going to lie. We haven't seen that in a long time. That felt good
And
to see.
one more thing about the running game, of course.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We still.
Field conditions.
Yep.
Field conditions. I mean,
Correct.
like I said to everybody, we're going to find out whether Junty is a mutter.
Well,
There was a lot of slipping and sliding on them cuts, right?
we
Don't know whether it's a cleat problem or whatever, but the conditions out there weren't conducive to the kind of running I believe Junty likes to do, and that's one of the things he's gonna have to get. Welcome to the NFL.
Yeah.
You're gonna be out. You're gonna be out there in all kinds of conditions, and you're still gonna be expected to do what you do with your body. Okay, with that balance, with that first push off your back foot, all of that, regardless of the conditions. So that we have to add that in too as one reason. But Geno gave me the veteran performance that I expected.
Mm-hmm.
He saw we were one dimensional. We could not run the football.
He really did.
I don't know if anybody else saw it, but I could see how what Geno is more. And as the season goes on, you're going to see it. He's a general. A field general.
Bingo. I mean,
did you not love the pocket presence?
Yeah.
About Geno.
All of it.
I loved it. It was no uncertainty, no hesitation. He did his reads. He made decisions crisply. There was really a comfort with this offense, and I gotta thank Chip Kelly for that too, among other things.
Absolutely. Shout out to Chip. He did his thing for us.
When the running game blew up on us, Geno knew what he had to do.
Yeah. So see again, everyone's going to consider me a Debbie Downer here when I say these things, but I'm just being very constructive based on the reality, right? And no matter how this turns out, I've constantly said with picking a person like a JT or any running back at number 6, that's 100% putting the cart before the horse when you're the Las Vegas Raiders, and knowing that you don't have that line situation, right? Now, there was some offensive linemen that had some great opening days. I'm just gonna say we could have had that lineman. And all I'm telling y'all, and I've already coined this, and I've been saying this for the longest. It's my new thing because, you know, R.I.P. and shout out to Mr. Kevin Samuels. I know he was one of the most hated people on the planet, but what he was known for is a one of the most beautiful things that this world needs to get back down to earth with. And what was that saying? Average at best. Janty's superpower and breaking tackles and doing things along those natures. He'll be
They're just,
He'll be
but
average.
Mr. Crump, there just were no running lanes, and that's how the Patriots script.
I couldn't agree with you more in certain ways. There were, and that's why I say I got to give him his credit where credit is due. Where that touchdown, that was a beautiful thing.
Nice second effort. Did you see the second effort?
100%. But
a lot of good balance.
Right.
I mean, you could see, that he still was maintaining his speed and he's maintaining his footsteps. And I think we're going to see a lot more of that. But what Raider fans have to understand, every team in the league is going to come in with a 6-7 man front on us.
100%. I mean, and the way that it looked, we hope that's what they do. I'm sure Gino hopes that's what they do because I believe Gino had a career day, right, in terms of opening quarterback for, I guess, us since the 1980s, maybe 1980, something along those lines. The numbers is fascinating, right? I mean, you guys see it up here on the screen, right? Geno Smith was 24 for 34, 362 yards, a touchdown, 1 INT, and sacked 4 times. So
yeah, and we'd like to see, of course, less reliance on his arm, but this is Chip Kelly's biggest challenge this year. The Raiders have to prove that they have a passing game that a defensive coordinator actually has to worry about. Other than Brock Bowers, there's really no. And while we're on the subject of Bowers,
right?
And have we had some update to the injury from yesterday? I mean,
I heard it from his mouth. He stated that he was ready to go back in immediately, effectively, but it wasn't up to him. They held him out.
Good.
About
time. If you're hurt, you don't play. Okay, if there's this is a 17-game season. This is a marathon.
It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. You are absolutely right. I appreciate you calling that out.
Right, and this thing where players go up to the coach and put me in, coach, even though I'm limping and I'm hurting the unit. No, that era is over. Okay, we got.
I couldn't agree more.
Carroll is not going to risk the health of players he knows he's going to need. If we're going to get to the stretch in December, he needs his players healthy. Don't need them getting hurt early. And so that was one thing. But besides Bowers, once again, he had the most production. And while, it's nice for Bowers and his stats, the Raiders have to prove to defensive coordinators around the league that their deep passing game, those 2 wideouts,
right,
and that slot, can really, really hurt them.
Yes, okay? Absolutely. And that brings us to, the very next topic, our offensive X factors. And clearly it was very obvious who our X factor was, and that is yours truly, Brock Bowers, right? Second-year tight end, 5 catches, 103 yards, key target before injury, right? So, but yeah, great day.
I mean,
Great opener.
we had some. This is the other thing I liked about Geno. We spread the ball around. Myers, 8 catches, 97 yards. Tucker, of course, 2 for 54
Yep.
and a touchdown. Thornton in his rookie debut was 2 for 45, and I want to go back to him in a minute. And of course, Meyer with 2 key catches for 38 yards most of the second half. Let me go back to Thornton, who, when I talk to people
Mm-hmm.
and I talk about that deep passing game, first thing they say, oh, Thornton has blazing speed, blazing speed. If you're a defensive coordinator in this league, you could care less about a rookie with blazing speed. He has to prove to you he can get off the line of scrimmage, that
Correct.
he can run the right routes, that he can shake coverage, right? He can
Create separation.
separate, run after the catch.
Like, yeah.
All of those things he has yet to prove yet. I'm very hopeful that he's going to get his chance, but we have to have more production out of that wide receiver position in order to get those 6 and 7 men off the line of scrimmage. There's
Right.
just no way that anybody is going to play us any different. And we may be disappointed about the running game, but I just like the way he spread the ball around. The Raiders totaled 389 total yards,
Yeah.
333 passing,
Yep.
and 56 rushing. And this is what, I mean, Junty was 19 for 38 yards. 19 for 38 yards.
Yeah, that wasn't good.
Is that a less than 3 yards a carry average?
It was definitely less than 3 yards a carry. And that's why I said he was literally a third. We only had 58 plays in total, ladies and gentlemen. 50.
Right. And that's right. And we got to expect that everyone is going to be keying on the run. We just got to get better performance out of that offensive line.
100%. I mean, and to be fair, hey, we got to get, hey, I get it. I get it. But, hey, he needs to own up a little bit himself. We've seen some choppy stepping. We've seen some Zeus, dare I say, Zamir White type running, as in running into the backs of linemen. People, hey, look, y'all know Turf keeps it 100. And if you are going to be the number 6 pick, the first running back out of this draft, man, listen here, that is beyond unacceptable. I can assure you he's way more upset with himself more than any of us could be. I guarantee it. He was like the third highest in touches as far as running backs, you know. And don't get me wrong, there are a couple of guys that didn't do much better either for the actual same purposes that, you know what I'm saying, Miss Peggy, you said, in 6 in the bot, all that, you know, and just causing problems. Brown was one of those guys over in, you know, Bengal land, but I mean, they were playing the Browns.
It's just what.
So, but yeah, go
it's just what the Raiders have. You know, this is what we're left with after 2 straight years of not being able to throw deep.
Correct.
No one has any confidence. I mean, they respect Chip Kelly and all, but they don't see anybody that's going to scare them. There's nobody
at all
at the wide receiver position that's going to get the double coverage. And I was worried about that as well, them respecting our game. Yep. They're going to respect Bowers. And by the way, going back to Bowers, did you see how the Patriots just absolutely, I mean, I can't believe that they didn't game plan for Bowers.
They had no answer. None.
They had no answer. And I knew that everyone knows that Bowers is our best receiver, but yet they couldn't figure out all day who was supposed to cover him.
Right. Right. Could not.
The linebackers are mismatches. I mean, it was clear about that. And the safeties and corners kind of looked at each other.
Yep.
I thought you had him.
Exactly. Really quick, I see my guy Richie Lindsay over here on Instagram. Hopefully,
Make your shout outs. Make your shout
yeah,
outs
yeah,
now.
real quick, because Richie, like I said, Miss Peggy, you don't get Miss Peggy all the time, so I got to make sure we get all of her thoughts. Everything that she, felt. I got to meet Miss Peggy for the first time, right?
Hey.
Davis's, memorial, all that good stuff. Unfortunately, I didn't get to hang out as much as everybody else. It was split. And we don't want to get into all of that nonsense. But anywho, uh, yeah, Richie, I got words for you and wifey, man. So that Miss Peggy, that please don't leave. Yeah, definitely. And there's a lot of other people that are shouting you out too, Miss Becky. For
Oh,
sure.
thank you.
Obviously, Jeff. Shout out to Jeff. Salute Turf and the nation. I gotta definitely give love to my cubs, man. Have no fear, Geno Smith is here. Steve Jones, you are right about that, man. Hey,
Right.
Raider Paul. I don't disagree with you. You did tell me. I will put it up here if I could, man. I missed it, but it said told you turf 11-6. Hey, the way that Coach Carroll outcoached Vrabel, I'm not going to disagree with that. So,
And
um,
I'm not even I was
yeah,
waiting for that category to come up because I want to talk more about Vrabel and McDaniels. And they have a brand new defensive coordinator over there.
right.
And
That's
and right. And the coaching matchup alone, which
mm-hmm.
is why I picked the Raiders. And it was a good thing because I knew that the problem was that we were going to be one dimensional.
Right, right.
And when it rained, like Mr. Crump, it was raining cats and dogs, like monsoon time out there. It
Yes,
started Saturday and just kept on. Looked like a nor'easter or something,
it did.
just bands and bands of heavy rain, light rain, heavy rain. It just kept coming.
Yep.
And I thought to myself then, that makes it even more. This Chip Kelly's got a job now.
I
And
agree.
he's got a job to do now. And his job is to make them respect our passing game.
Absolutely. Big time.
Because if not, we're going to see a lot more one dimensional games with Junty just being boxed up. And of course, I don't know what to say about that O line. They simply aren't. They're simply getting overpowered at times. When they know it's a passing play, I see them going into a different stand. Okay, that's better for them. And still they had holes.
Mm-hmm.
But the run game, absolutely no push. And the New England Patriots, I mean, let's face it, they're not a top defense. They're a good defense, but they're
No,
not a
no.
top.
I mean,
We're going to be facing far better defenses,
right.
okay? And
Absolutely.
and I also wanted to point out, and one thing was curious about Kelly's game plan.
Mm-hmm.
There are three key guys out. Were out for New England's secondary, okay? And I was surprised that there wasn't more attacking of the backup players.
Right.
Okay.
Yes. I
And I was kind of surprised, but again, it was the first game of the season. You're trying things out. People forget this first unit, both sides, defense and offense, they didn't play together. This is the first time they played together, 4 quarters. All right. And that's why Mr. Crump, we pointed out 9 penalties, 81 yards. Yeah, we got a few kinks to work out.
right. Yeah, we got a fool.
You
Yeah.
know, these guys haven't played together 4 quarters in
No.
a game that meant something.
Correct. Correct.
So we
Correct.
really can't start real serious criticism. I wouldn't start until October. I
Right.
need to see the first 4 games. Miss Crump, what's our next category? What do we have to go to?
We got our defensive force, right? Meaning, who are those key players on defense? What did you like about the defense outside of the things you already discussed? I mean, if you can see live and up front, we got Devin White, ladies and gentlemen, 11 tackles,
Yes.
26.7% stop rate. You got
Right.
plus Kuntz, right? 2 sacks, 4 quarterback
Mm-hmm.
hits combined. And then, as far as a highlight on the defensive side on the Patriots, if you will, they did have some serious pressure from a guy. I don't know if they expected to, Marlon Williams. Not
Right.
seriously, but yeah, that's some of the highlights of what I would consider some defensive force. What did you think?
Well, first of all, let's talk about the most important stat. 10 points in the first half, only 3 in the second half. Now, it helped
Yeah.
that you're playing Drake May
Yeah.
and you're playing Josh McDaniels,
Yep.
who couldn't figure out the next move if to save his life, okay, as an offensive coordinator. But we shall not go there. My New England fans are already crying. But the most important thing is 13 points.
Right.
No matter what you saw a lot of confusion in that secondary. Once again, those zones, but that zone tightened up in the second half.
Right.
They learned some things,
Correct.
right, about
Correct.
those receivers that they applied in the second half. And I saw a lot tighter coverage in the second half than I did in the first.
Right.
They gave up 336 total yards,
Yeah.
276 passing, and I believe the bulk of that came in the first half.
Yeah.
And we only gave up 60 yards in the run. And I have to be pleased with that. But more importantly, that 3 points in the second half. When is the last time you've seen a Raider?
Hold on, somebody. Yeah. That's a thing of beauty right there. 100%.
I mean, really, we were a little worried. We lost some people, right? We lost Morig, we lost Spillane.
Right.
Of course, Christian Wilkins, who really wasn't a factor. But nevertheless, we'd expected to see him back.
Right.
And we don't have none of that. So I was a little concerned, but they turned up the juice when they had to.
Yeah.
At a time when most defenses should have been tired.
Correct. Absolutely right. And we saw it firsthand. We were there. That for the first game, especially coming from California, the weather climate, it's very different. And then, it's a 10 a.m. game for these boys. 10 a.m. That takes an adjustment. Your body in general across the board, it takes a serious adjustment.
And I don't know whether you're aware, people saw this, but it's something that I thought should have happened with Tyree Wilson last year. Move him around.
Yeah.
Okay? Get the matchup that you want. You saw him at end. You saw him at tackle. I mean, he was getting penetration. And I don't know whether that's a Carroll thing,
right,
but I am pleased to see people being moved around. There was good defensive line rotation, okay? Yep. And as a result, they were fresh.
Yes. Play well.
I mean, they turned it up a notch, and I'm very, very proud of them because they pulled the game out on us. It was no answer McDaniels had for that defense once that pressure started on the young boy.
Absolutely nothing. It was pretty wild. Yeah.
And that's what we wanted to see in the first half, but nevertheless, you have to feel your way around in these games. This is good coaching. When you're watching good coaching, you don't see those little things. They were putting different corners on different wide receivers on defense, Raiders defense. And I noticed that. They were trying to see which matchup was the best. Okay? That's something you don't see often. Okay?
Nope.
That's smart defense. When you're trying to, make adjustments, start moving your people around. Who gets the best matchup? Okay? Your linebackers started playing in the gap in the second half. And I noticed that they were off gap in the first half. And if people look at the film, they'll see that. They were sort of back from the gap, just a step. And in the second half, they were actually down. I saw a lot of 6 and 7 man fronts. And of course, blitzing and the stunts. Did you see them? Did you see Crosby?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Starting out on the end and ending up right in the middle, right in that young boy's face. I mean, that Patriot offensive line, which should have been attacked because there's two rookies, two guys that didn't even play there last year.
Right. Right. Yeah. I was shocked. Yeah.
Well, but that's good coaching to see which matchups, who you gonna put on who, and who you gonna keep on who.
Right.
Okay. More importantly,
Correct.
and then moving your guys around to get maximum benefit. We saw all of that in the second half from that defense, and we saw some new faces, Mr. Crump.
We did.
Kelly, 9 tackles, 8 solo.
Yeah.
Right? And of course, Polamalu is everything we thought he was, isn't he? He's really responded. First half, he was kind of lost, but the second half, he started responding and learning something. I could tell they were teaching on the sidelines.
100%. And that's where, look, I have a few things I have to, you know what I'm saying?
Please, go
bring
ahead.
myself to the front of the. No, I mean, don't worry, this is later for me. Like, this is, I don't want to waste the time talking about that, but I'll just hint at it, like Pete Carroll. I mean, the guy knows what he's doing, right? And
my God,
there's all kinds of different perspectives you can have on things. And the perspective I took was clearly incorrect. And I'll talk about it later. Yeah, I took a very poor perspective in terms of his joking around. And now I can look at it as a way of, and, seeing that other perspective on how he's kept those guys loosey-goosey and ready to go. With his quote-unquote joking around and, running around and having a good time. So I'll get to that later. Like I said, we want to continue to keep talking X's and O's.
Right? I mean, we're Raiders. We're used to come in, take that club arm that you done wrapped up and hit somebody.
Exactly.
I don't have a problem with it, okay?
Right.
The NFL has a problem with it, but quite frankly, there needs to be a little element of intimidation in what you are doing on defense. Because you know what? It's infectious. It infects the
100%. 100%.
People start taking chances that they wouldn't take if they didn't have confidence in their defense.
Correct.
I think they're unwilling to risk things. I mean, Derek Carr spent 9 years afraid.
Right.
Literally afraid to do anything
that
would cause the team to be behind because he knew his defense couldn't hold a fourth quarter lead to save their lives.
Right.
Gun to their head, they couldn't have done it. So refreshing to see a defense hold a lead, and not very much of a lead either. 10 points.
Correct.
And they gave up 3. And this is something that we need to be proud of. That this is the 3rd straight year that we're probably going to see a decent top 15 defense on the field. And with Pete Carroll, like you said, oh my goodness.
Oh yeah.
Doing that fine-tuning, just making sure that we know we got the right matchups. And that's what good coaching will give you. all day long. They're
It's
probing.
significant because it erases a lot of the lack of talent. I'm gonna just be honest, like,
Now, what can you say? I mean,
you know what I mean? Starting to build people's confidence, being put in the right. There's just a lot of things that can be said for that.
put good coaches, put your guys in position to make plays.
Right.
And this is what happened in the second half on defense. And I was really impressed with the adjustments. And while what's our next category we need to go to?
Yeah, we got game flow and discipline. Do me a favor and sit back. Yeah, sit back just a tad so the camera doesn't cut the bottom of your head off. There we go. Perfect.
Oh, okay. No,
You good.
I know I'm kind of reading, so I'm
Yeah.
close to it. But you know what? That game flow. I mean, what we saw was the Pete Carroll way of coaching.
100%.
We saw what an experienced, seasoned, winning coach does to put his guys in the best position to win a game. Now, granted, it was the Patriots.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I mean,
Right.
we haven't exactly played, and nobody really in September is going to be at their best. I mean, look what happened to Pittsburgh. So-called defensive team gave up 32 points to the Jets yesterday on Sunday.
Yeah,
I mean, and then that ridiculous Baltimore Buffalo game. So-called playoff team.
Oh my God! I don't know how
giving up 40 points apiece. Are you kidding?
I don't know how somebody didn't get fired. I
mean,
they would have had to hold me off. They would have had to hold me off because
I mean, that just was outrageous. I mean, we saw, of course, my little Giants fans. They're starting to listen to me. Your problem is not Daniel Jones.
yeah,
The problem
it's not looking like it. Not with the way he's playing in good old Indianapolis. That boy.
And I didn't really have much faith in. I felt from the beginning Richardson was handled poorly by the Colts.
Okay.
I felt his development was not handled well.
No.
But Steichen did a great job with Daniel Jones, and that tells me something about the coaching abilities of Brian Daboll. It confirmed to me once again the Giants' problem is Daboll. I predict he'll be the first one out this year.
Yeah, now I like him. I think he might have that same issue. Coordinator, but just not a head coach. He just may have that issue.
Right. I mean, sometimes you reach your highest level. I mean, that's the kind. We're going to see some sloppy football for September, but that's okay.
Correct.
Because money time is November and December.
Exactly, and that's when everything should really be clicking on all cylinders and look right, if you will.
But you talk about the flow of this game. Like I said, I think I already covered it. Really, that we had coaches that were trying to find the best matchups all day long. They never stopped trying to find the best man, moving people around, changing coverages, changing, by the way, the cadence. I don't know whether people noticed in the second half, Geno's cadence was far different for the second half. He was trying to draw them off sides.
100%.
Yeah,
he was doing a lot. He was doing a lot of veteran things, and it was just right. Yeah.
And that young boy May has yet to learn those things to defeat a defense. Yeah. And he'll come around, of course, with the Patriots. Of course, I hope they never come around with Josh McDaniels there. But
nobody does that guy. Yeah, he's. And
I digress.
Like you said, clearly. I was just talking to my guy, obviously, Spence from Dead in the Water. Shout out to Spence, man. And he said, look, Josh McDaniels changed nothing. He's learned nothing. He just
He's learned nothing.
He's
I
winning
mean,
there. He's winning there with the same game plan, thinking that, let alone Pete Carroll, but the guy you just sat and, was head coach too, and right? Patrick Graham. He ate that up. He ate that offense for breakfast. It was
but
obvious. It was obvious.
but see again, McDaniel's a one trick pony. Always has been, always will be. The only
Right.
reason that he got any credit because he was sitting on a team with Bill Belichick and Tom Brady, and he took the ride with them. But in no way
It's hard
did
to
this
disagree
one
with
trick
that.
pony have an answer, right? And he didn't have the quarterback, even if he did have the answer.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
He didn't have the running game, so they were one dimensional too.
Correct.
The
Correct.
weather, I mean, all those factors, and it just started wearing them down slowly but surely. And that's the way how the Raiders are going to have to win, unfortunately,
Correct.
until we get that running game started. This is how we're going to just have wear people down.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how many points you have at the end,
Right.
just win.
Yep. Exactly. Hey, as the motto says, that's just the way we do it.
I love the flow. I told people in my article that it was enjoyable to watch, always watching the Patriots get beat us. Really a nice thing. Not,
Yeah.
it can't match though what Chandler Jones did to them in Vegas.
Right. Right.
In the
Yeah.
regulation.
Crazy. That was
That's going to go down to history, especially that disrespectful stiff arm on Mac Jones.
mm,
And I just say this: it's always good to do it, but what was enjoyable was watching them thinking,
yeah.
thinking. How do we make this work? How
Right.
do we do this? We can't run the football. What do we do now?
It says a lot. Like like you said, where Pete Carroll is a genius, he's always mixing and matching. He's always still trying to make it work. Where a lot of coaches continue to, kind of stay in that attitude and style of, well, this is the system we have and this is what we're building for, right? And this is what we're doing. So this is what these guys need to do, if you will. I
Right.
think Pete is way more malleable, and it just showed. I mean, we know we don't have the type of talent that showed even against
No,
the Patriots. Even against the Patriots, we didn't
I
have that
mean,
type of talent.
basically two teams in the same position. Did they win 4 games last year? I think they may have won 4 games last year. I'm not sure,
Correct.
but
Correct.
I know we were in the same position, but we just have better coaching.
Very.
And
Yes, 100%. Very similar teams, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, as you know, you'll hear a lot of that come Thursday. We will clearly be recapping it with Spence and
yeah,
hearing his
yeah.
thoughts, during Thursday night's football game. I don't know which one it is. Actually, I'm lying. I'm going to be in Las Vegas.
Oh,
Don't get me wrong. Spence will be on Dead in the Water. I might pop in, but yeah, I'll be in Las Vegas. I forgot. I don't know how I.
well, maybe the guys can talk more. I didn't have time because I was paying so much attention to O line. I
Yeah.
did not one aspect of Chip Kelly's game, and I saw a little bit use of the two tight end set. Okay, now
Yeah.
this was something that was totally impossible for Getsy. I mean, and by the way, Josh McDaniel, totally beyond them.
Correct.
In terms of intelligence, football intelligence. But Chip, if anybody's gonna make something of those two tight end set with Meyer, I want to see a lot more of Meyer. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, because of the status of our so-called pro O line,
Mhm.
there I go. I don't want to be. I said I'd wait till October.
Yeah.
He's going to be needed for blocking a lot more.
Right.
So there's just no way. And five men O lines, I think the only way we're going to get it done. We need an extra offensive lineman in. I know that's going to take one tight end off the field, but I kind of was looking to see what he does with a two tight end set. I didn't see much. Maybe you other guys, Spence and all those people, maybe you saw something I didn't
Right.
see.
Yeah, we'll find out.
With the youth, I kind of didn't see it because we were so one dimensional.
Right.
We probably won't get to see it until we can run the football.
Yeah. That.
And a lot of things we won't get to see, but
Yep.
play action on first down.
Yeah,
I mean,
that was nice.
that was a rabbit out of the hat, man. And I said to myself, no running game, and Chip's still going to play action. I had to give him kudos for that. What balls!
I agree. Like, yeah, right. Like,
You can't do play action unless you have a running game. They didn't care.
they could care less. Yeah. No, it was.
They didn't care.
It was interesting. It was a weird. Like you say, the game plan was so strange. That's another reason why I know Spence is saying the same. Maybe he'll hear from the pundits and everybody he listens to come Thursday. But it's interesting because I don't know what Vrabel and he's. I mean, that defense is going to be in the top 10. Watch. Anybody
right, but they're gonna need it, right? They're gonna need it, right? With Drake made with the training wheels and an offensive coordinator, one trick pony. They're gonna need that. But let me talk one more thing I wanted to add about Junti.
Yeah.
Even though he has yet to prove himself in the NFL,
right?
I think those play action passes were possible just because he was there.
Right. No, absolutely.
Present. Sometimes a player's presence on the field is almost as good as him making it play himself.
I agree. I mean, we've seen that time in and time out where a player stays on the field just because even injured, but the fact that he's still out there makes you have to.
They had to stay in their 6-7 man fronts is what they did. They had to stay in them fronts.
Yeah.
And Chip took stone cold advantage of it. You want to stay there up on the line of scrimmage? Fine, I'll just throw behind you.
Right. No, absolutely. And I mean, hey, that boils us down to the last and final category, coach's film room notes. I mean, you kind of hit all of these things, you know. What I got going on here as far as what you can see. You know, Geno solid. We got to protect him better. You already just said that. We need an offensive line, right?
I just, you know, I'm still mystified, guys. I'm very mystified as to how come we have the same guys, not an all-pro among them, even the one that got a $60 million extension.
Yeah.
They like him, yet they want to carry on about Meyer.
Oh gosh!
Myers and what he wants. He had his best season as a pro, and Colton had one of his worst seasons as a pro, and yet you rewarded the guy who had the worst season. I don't understand that thinking. I think they're going to pay Myers. Yeah. But they're not going to pay him. Everybody keeps saying he's not a number one. He's not a number one. Well, for the Raiders, he was. He is.
Absolutely.
He's still our number one wide receiver.
100%.
Like it or not, he's our number one wide receiver. Tucker simply hasn't proved that he's a number one either. But I'll take the guy with the experience who always shows up for every game. Okay?
Right.
When nobody else was getting catches, a person that we shall remain unnamed, who is no longer with this team, when they weren't doing diddly squat in the second half, Myers was.
Yep.
He was still running his routes. He was still playing hard. I think that should be rewarded. I don't know what anybody else thinks. No, he's not a number one, but he's our number one. Get it?
Yeah.
You know, you use the measuring tape of the team that you have, not somebody else's team. Oh, right. You know, so and so, Shakir and all those, the boy in the Jets, Garrett Wilson, he just got a extension. Those are number ones. But when you have a team that doesn't have a true number one,
Right.
who's your number one? Stop putting down Myers. He's going to be very effective, and I'm hoping that Chip will also discover how diversified he is. He's a Swiss Army knife, and he's already proved that he can pass,
Yep.
he can run,
Yep.
play slot, he can play wide receiver. I think he can do a lot of things,
Right.
and I'm hoping that we get as much use out of him. But all this talk about he don't deserve number one money. Well, who does? Colton? I mean, come on, please. I mean, I digress. I'm so sorry. I just had to say that. And maybe we don't pay him number one, but we fairly pay him. He had a great year last year. He's been
Right.
our only reliable receiver. You reward that. The Raiders need to stop rewarding bad performance.
Scholarships, as in TRS.
That's going to keep us in the basement of the AFC West. You have got to start, like what happened to Musgrave. Even though it's been 10 years, I still can't stop thinking about it. We got the sixth offensive in the league. He gets let go, and we get to keep Ken, whatever his name is, that pretended to be the defensive coordinator, even brought in a co-defensive coordinator, but you let Musgrave walk. The Raiders have got to stop rewarding bad performance.
Yeah, there's no other way to put it.
You can't do that and retain the loyalty and respect of your players. And I hope Pete fixes that. Anyway, got to run.
I know you do. That's why I need to jump through these things. I can't thank you enough as always. It is always a pleasure of the Ultimate Raider Fan 32 show. We really respect your knowledge. So great to meet you finally. Sure, I'll meet you again at another game, right? So
yeah, we'll see each other. Yeah. And it was wonderful to see you at Al's the dedication of a plaque in Al's hometown, right?
Absolutely.
And it was a wonderful. It was also nice to see Mark and all his top people show up as well.
Yep, Miss Sandra, good old Plunkett, I'll give him some props. He stood out.
Plunkett is such a gentleman, isn't he? He's just, he's took pictures with the fans. He signed autographs. He was with the kids. He's just a wonderful human being. And the irony did not escape you, Mr. Crump.
Right.
That Plunkett is returning to the place that drafted him out of college.
Yeah.
And called him a bum and got rid of him, sent him to San Francisco.
Yeah, he got I guess he got his last laugh, if you will, in terms of that right there.
It was just, the irony couldn't have escaped you. Right back to New England,
right. Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. We'll talk again. We'll be in touch. Thank you so much for having me on.
Thank you.
And I can't see you guys' comments, but I'm technically not very good. One day I'll be able to see your comments. Nope. Thank you for all your compliments, and I hope to be back soon.
Absolutely. Thank you, Miss Peggy.
All righty. Bye-bye.
All right. Good night, Miss Peggy. Shout out everybody to Miss Peggy. Love getting the insight. Absolutely love getting the insight. So, I got to get the Chat Lives Matter, man. I got to get the Chat Lives Matter real quick. Hold on. Let me get the Chat Lives Matter, right? Because a lot of y'all have said a lot today, and I have not had a chance to do that because, as you know, Miss Peggy's in town. We listening. We got to listen. We got to hear what's going on. We got Sam Tonka in the building. Salute Turf and Peggy. Have a great show. I'll catch the playback. See ya. We got my guy John Leon that just came in the door. Salute, Ultimate Salute Nation. We got Cuz in the building, man. Truth be told, talking about Miss Peggy. I already know he's definitely talking about Miss Peggy in terms of that. Let me see. We got a Broncos fan in the building, But hey, real talk. Shout out to Go Broncos, man. Y'all had a decent outing, I guess. I'd say we fared better than y'all. Y'all actually are supposed to have a team, so. But Go Broncos, man. Appreciate you for coming through. Hope you enjoyed the show. We got Miss Sun Goddess in the building. What's up, Miss Sun Goddess? Blessings, Raider Nation. Appreciate you for coming through. Hope you enjoy the show. We got Daniel Berry Sports Highlights in the building. Happy Tuesday. Hey, everyone. Appreciate you for coming through, man. Hope you enjoy the show. Let's see, man. Oh, we got my dog, man. Real Talk in the building, man. Raider Nation. What up, Turf? See you Thursday, right? Saturday, Friday, one of those days. I don't know. Probably all of those days, right? Sunday, Monday. Yeah, it's going to be wild, man. Vegas is, I can't wait, man. The fights are coming up. If y'all don't know, my favorite fighter is Terrence Bud Crawford. Shout out to Omaha, Nebraska, and Bud and Company. I can't wait, man. That's going to be a special fight. Shout out to the Knockout Canvas. Coach Angelo. We tomorrow night's show is going to be bonkers. Show before the fight, we're going to get into it, man. Alexander, let's go Raiders. My boy Chris was in the building. He's going to be rolling this week, man. Reach Peggy. That's right, man. That's right. Let's see. Who else do we have that before I can move on to a couple of other things, man? Let me see. Where we at? Everybody. So if y'all didn't notice, yeah, I'm on Kick, man. Shout out to Kick. I just started that up, man. Gotta get hit with all of this, man. Get with all the platforms that you possibly can. Kick is new. I can't tell you anything about it, but I'm getting a whole lot of messages here and people wanting to already talk about getting monetization. Go figure. Okay. Anywho, Tederick Webb. I'm a diehard Minnesota Vikings fan. I just wanted to say that the Raiders looked good the other day. Bro, I appreciate that. Y'all look good, man. That was a great comeback win away from home, man. J.J. McCarthy in his debut at home. I got to give the kid his props, man. That was pretty interesting. I'm not going to lie. He did way better than I expected. Way better than I expected. Man, I see the one and only, my guy, bro. I see D. Menace in the building. Salute Turf and Peggy. Have a great show. I'll catch the playback. See you at the home opener, Turf. See, my guy already know. I will absolutely be there. 100%. Very, very rare am I going to miss. You know what I mean? The home opener. Yeah, I'm not going to miss the home opener. Turf isn't going to do that one. I appreciate you, Tedrick. I absolutely appreciate you for subscribing, man. I really do hope you enjoy the show, man. John Leon, did you see Pete Carroll have a word with Patrick Graham before halftime? Then in the second half, defense looked better. You already know, bro. I got a few things to bring myself to the front of the congregation on. And first and foremost is Raider Nation. We are 1-0 on the season. What's the deal? Anybody knows that Turf had us 0-3 out the gate. I didn't even think this was a possibility, honestly. And again, this is part of that bringing myself to the front of the congregation because you know what? I should already know that Pete Carroll knows what he's doing. I should already know that there's a reason Pete operates and works the way he works. And it's to get maximum, you know what I'm saying, value out of his players, 100%. And I should have known he's been doing this a long time. He needed to do what was necessary. That's how I have to look at this, right? Because I had a perspective. I said this earlier before Miss Peggy had to roll out. And I'm definitely bringing myself to the congregation for this because, right? Oh, the chat was horrible in terms of how I was doing my man Pete. I apologize, Pete, because yeah, I just didn't like what I was seeing. Right, I saw the Mike Vrabel, seriousness and getting those guys prepared for battle, and obviously you're doing a lot of that as well. And in fact, everyone's been stating how hard of a training camp this has been, regardless of how fun and right everybody with the slogan compete, etc. Um, you've been holding true from that respect. He absolutely been holding true. I probably should have just held my tongue and waited and not doubted the man because this game, he absolutely 100% outcoached, just flat out coached the New England Patriots. I personally think they have a little bit more talent than we do. You can be mad at me. I love football. Football is what I love first and foremost before any team. So I'm going to call it how I see it. And I do think they have a little bit more talent than we do in a lot of areas. I think they have one of the best running backs out of this draft. It's kind of ironic. He only had 5 touches compared to 21 touches out of 58 plays that, our running back had. He averaged over 5 yards a carry. I'm pretty positive we can't say the same thing about our running back. Let alone the plethora of other rookie running backs, R.J. Harvey's. Kid out of Commanders. The list goes on. There's plenty of kids that had great days. And again, I digress. I'm just giving Pete his props because, again, I thought the whole rah-rah, him running around, playing wrestling, grab-assing, I didn't really care for it. I felt like it was something he was doing for himself. That's the honest truth. And I've seen, that's what I say. I can admit I was completely wrong. 100% wrong. And Pete was doing what was necessary. Maybe that was what was necessary after he beat the hell out of him in camp, right? I have no idea. Maybe that was needed because that was just what was needed because we got a young, lighthearted group. All of those things, right? You got to give him a chance, right? And that's the thing. That's the lesson learned here, right? And we've all said that because, right, that's how we got on board with him to begin with, is giving him a chance. But I didn't even really give him a chance. So shout out to Pete Carroll. You know what I'm saying, man? You definitely know what you're doing. And I'm absolutely shutting up from that respect until I see you waver differently. But outstanding job this weekend. It's not like it matters. It's coming from turf. I don't know. I'm just saying, man. I watched vehemently. I sat next to some really, really cool guys. Father, son. His father actually played at Boston University. He was a running back too. I can't remember his name, but man, it was a good time. He was a running back too. We were both 2 peas in the pod, sitting next to each other, chopping it up. People having no idea what we're talking about in terms of toting that rock, but it is what it is. It's a small fraternity. It really is a small fraternity. That running back position. But yeah, I digress. Pete, yes, you deserve that apology, man. You doing your thing, man. Great coaching. Great way to continue to compete even on the sidelines and challenging your coaches, right? Because that is one of the biggest things I think I'm seeing now firsthand, now that he's our coach, right? Unless Pete's a coach that you've really had a liking to in terms of the team, you're not really going to know his style, particularly if he wasn't there long enough, right? Or able to incorporate it. Uh, Look, the guy knows what he's doing. I'm not gonna question it anymore. I'm gonna sit back and enjoy the ride. Does that mean Turf is going over the rainbow? Do I think we're winning Saturday? I think I saw that as a question. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Absolutely not. I do not think we're gonna win Monday, but I'll be front and center. I'll be front and center watching that one without a question. And look, I pay my hard-earned money to say these things, right? I put my money where my mouth is. I don't miss on well. I missed last year for the first time in 4 years, right, since opening, but I don't miss home games. I just don't. It's not something that Turf does. Hence, right? Shout out to D Minutes. He already knows. Obviously, Chris. We about to have an epic weekend. TRS in the building, and from all angles. It's just a lot. It's a lot. And week 1-0. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. But Pete gave you your props. Now let's move on to another thing, and I hope this guy is around, man. Richie Lindsay. Where you at, Richie? Richie Lindsay. So, I gotta let y'all know, man. Turf is a little crazy. I I didn't plan this one out too well. I'm gonna give you guys the truth. I didn't plan this out at all because I was coming home, baby. Why do I care? I'm coming home. No need to care. So I literally did everything on the fly. And long story short, end of the game, right? I've been told even before getting to the game that Foxborough is the worst traffic as far as leaving a game of all time, and I have to agree with them. It was absolutely ridiculous. But I Ubered. Yeah, I stayed at Twin River Casino in Rhode Island, and I'm gonna give that free pub. Shout out to Twin River. I actually had a really good time there too. Got a fabulous story about poker and just long term friendships and how wild certain things is, how the universe works. But back to end of the game, and I had no idea what I was going to do. I really didn't know how I was getting home. I didn't know. I didn't schedule an Uber, which you obviously kind of have to. The reception's gonna be bad. Everything's bad, but Rich Lindsay and his wife gave your boy a ride. Not only did they give me a ride, out of the kindness of their heart, they actually gave me a ride completely to where I was going. And not just, where I just wanted to just get out of the traffic, right? Just drop me off wherever, outside of this, and I can just get an Uber from there, and there will be no problem with me getting picked up. That was my thought process. But Rich was having none of that. Rich and his wife made it a point to bring me all the way back to Twin River, which was actually out of their way. I mean, we chopped it up. We talked about so much. I told him, you absolutely have to watch the show because I had to, you know what I'm saying, give him and his wife some love, show some love and some props to them. I got your info. I don't have it up here, but I got a package for you guys. I got a care package, and I thought I had it up here, but I don't. I will show. You know what? Maybe I'll show it Thursday. Wednesday, tomorrow night during the knockout games. See, now I'm trying to get you hooked, especially if you like boxing. But yeah, Rich, I got a care package for you guys. I have one of the original books in terms of the stadium, right? One of the home games as far as in the stadium. I have a helmet, a little mini helmet, right? A little mini helmet. And one of the Ultimate Raider Fan 32 shirts. So I will be mailing that out to you guys. Again, I can't thank y'all enough. I can't appreciate y'all enough. And you're now supporting the show on top of it. I've seen, at least I saw you log on. Hopefully you're still around. You can just lie to me and tell me you were and not. Anyways, I'll ping you on the DM. But yeah, again, thank you. I appreciate y'all. And that's that Raider love, man. That's that Raider love right there. Raider Nation, we take care of ourselves. It's a lifestyle. It is a lifestyle, ladies and gentlemen. But the game in general, I gotta admit, the fans, the stadium was chill. The stadium is the way it was supposed to be when you win, 6 out of 7 championships or something like that. It's kind of to be expected, par for the course. But I was shocked at how rough they were being towards their new pup, man. You gotta know that. Drake May is going to need some time. But not many of the fans in that stadium cared to hear about that. They're used to Tom Brady. You got to get out of here with this nonsense. That's really pretty much what that was for the most part. Club. So Club there was very different than Club at home, right? Club in Gillette Stadium, you actually get most of the food free. Most. Like 80% of it. And then of course they entice you with, chargeable items that clearly you're gonna want over the free food, right? The burgers. Although the free food was fire. It was pretty good. I gotta admit. I hadn't been there in forever, so honestly don't even remember it was that long ago. Way back. And I had a good time, ladies and gentlemen. It was the weather was bad, so it kind of forced me, if you will, to get club because there was no way I wanted to sit in it. Plus I waited. I did my thing, I waited. I got my ticket the morning of the game. Shout out to TickPick. Yeah, I'll give you all a free one, TickPick. I like TickPick. They're all starting to do it now, but TickPick was one of the first to just give you an all-inclusive rate, straight off the rip. Whatever you see on the price is what you're paying. So love them for that. Makes it easy. You don't have to deal with all the hassle and upselling and all the nonsense. But yeah, I got a steal. I would say it had to be at cost, and you got to remember these tickets are probably about $300-400. When I say cost, meaning to the ticket seat holders. If you know how it works, you purchase a license for that stadium, and then you purchase the rights. Right, with that license, you purchase the rights to actually purchase the tickets. And the tickets cost X amount of dollars per ticket. It just depends on where your seats are, right? So, scored there. Um, yeah, I mean, I didn't do any of the tail. It's raining, guys. There was a lot. That's why I said I didn't do a whole lot of hanging around like I normally would, particularly like we will be doing come Monday night football against those Chargers. Yeah, we didn't even get to talk about the Chargers. None of that. I knew this was going to be a long show. I'm not going to take it all the way too long. We'll get out of here in the next few minutes. Like I said, I just got one more other really funny, cool story to tell about being home. I had a lot of good stories though. My boy, Duran, shout out to Dunbar. My man got one of those new trucks. The new the Hummers where they turn crazy. It goes from 0 to 60 in like 3.3 seconds. Launch control is, if you're into cars, you know what I'm talking about. It's pretty fire. It was great to see him. His kids hadn't seen them ever, actually. Only Junior, his oldest son, who was got a daughter of his own. Shout out to Junior. Always stalk Junior on Facebook. Getting himself right. Love to see it. But yeah, the crib was everything I expected it to be. I got, my fix of all my foods. I got my whole belly clams, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, that's probably my favorite outside of the scallops I got too. So shout out to City Fish, Main Seafood in East Windsor. Man, I got to pig out Chinese food, uh, mainly seafood, right? Clam chowder. I just acted a fool, pure plum fool in terms of food. I yeah, I trying to think. There's just a lot changed too. I mean, a lot of the highways and stuff, additions. I hadn't been home in like 15 years, 10 years, something like that. I don't know how long it's been. Even when I did go back the last time, I didn't get a chance to do anything. It was probably my high school reunion or something like that. But a long time. But yeah, it was good. It was good to see everybody. Um, you know what I mean? I got to spend time with my godson. Shout out to Alex, right? Juju's. Didn't get a chance to see everybody. Obviously, I was only there a couple of days. Um, but yeah, I got one last funny story I'll tell before I get out of here. And again, it's because it's from home, and it just goes to show how the universe works and the way things go. It's just weird. It's so wild. But I already told y'all, I literally did this on a whim. I got my Turo car. Shout out to Turo. I'm giving all kinds of freebies tonight. Maybe one of these places will reach out. But I love using Turo as far as car rental, especially last minute. It's just easier, especially if you can pick it up. Pick it up from the airport and go that route. But you know, got myself a Turo car. I didn't have anywhere to stay outside of obviously my boy's house in Windsor. And so when I got to the memorial, which I can't believe I almost forgot. See, so much to talk about, but as Miss Peggy was referring to. This is the Al Davis Memorial. I don't know if you can see that. I'll read it. You can pause it. Read it for yourself, if you will. But it says honoring Brockton native and NFL legend, the unveiling of the Al Davis commemorative plaque, Saturday, September 6th, 2025 at 3 p.m. Brockton City Hall at the VFW Parkway, Brockton, Mass. The city of Brockton is proud to announce the unveiling of Al Davis commemorative plaque, which will be on permanent display at Brockton City Hall. Born on July 4th, 1929, Al Davis went on to leave an enduring legacy in the National Football League as a visionary leader and pioneer. The City of Champions proudly claims him as a native son, a true Brockton champion, a remarkable figure who will forever be remembered as part of our rich sporting legacy. It says Al Davis, July 4th, 1929 to October 8th, 2011. Pro Football Hall of Famer and three-time Super Bowl champion whose life began at 363 Spring Street in Brockton. The only person in NFL history to serve as an assistant coach, head coach, general manager, commissioner, and most prominently as a team owner. A pioneer for diversity, Davis was the first person in the NFL history to hire a black head coach, a Latino head coach, a female CEO, and pick a black quarterback in the first round. In his first 40 years with the Raiders, the team suffered only 7 losing seasons, won 12 division titles, and played in 12 AFC championships. In their prime, his team were known for a physical, intimidating style of play. Go figure. I'm not going to read all of this, but there's another, insert, right? The commemorative. It's got Al. Yep. Then on the inside, it's got some pictures. The program for what they did. It was dope. I'm not gonna lie. It was absolutely a great outing. I was happy I went. I definitely went out of my way to do this. So you know what I mean. Some people are like, "Yeah, you're a real one." Hey, man, I really, you heard it yourself in terms of what Al kind of meant in a lot of ways. But he was a first for a lot. So you know what I'm saying. We talked this ball, but without the way Al did things, who knows where we will be today? Just across the board, right? Even as a league. So, yeah, I like to, give props where props is due. Al is the man, always has been the man. And, yeah, it is what it is, man. Shout out to M back in the building. What game are you looking forward to the most this season? Honestly, Batch, I had us at 5-12, possibly even 4-13 again, based on these things that I didn't want to give time, if you will. And I could be very wrong across the board. I mean, I said we'd start out 0-3 and we're already 1-0. And I'm praying that Jeff continues to be wrong, and I continue to have to bring myself to the front of the congregation. So. But honestly, what game am I looking forward to the most is probably going to be, where there's a rookie involved. So clearly, I want to see Travis Hunter. I know we play the Jaguars. Too bad it's not in Jacksonville because I would absolutely be going to that 100%. And the next time they do play in Jacksonville, I'll be going to that game. It's one of the 4 stadiums I got left that I need to go watch our Raiders play. But yeah, it's going to either be that game or obviously the Titans, where you got Cam Ward, man. Shout out to Cam Ward, kid from Texas, small town out of Texas. And I had no idea his background. Um, I really had no idea he went to Incarnate Ward down the street, San Antonio, and none of that stuff. I just always thought he was a big time quarterback coming out of high school. Thought he was a Florida kid. I don't know why. But anywho, um, yeah, where was I? Outside of they did, and I'll give the Patriots props. I guess you get these for free. They charge you 5. In Vegas, they charge you 10. It's much, much thicker, obviously, as you can see. Vegas is like twice, 3 times the size of this. Yeah, I don't have one. I'm shocked I don't have one sitting around here somewhere. Normally, I usually have one sitting around, but yeah, this is what they give you in Patriot World. So it's pretty dope. You know, they do a good job, better than most. A lot of people don't give you much. You'll be lucky to get this at most games, just like this, a pamphlet where you squinting at your eyes trying to figure out who played, who did what. Most of the places I think give you these. Again, the Raiders they do it big. The Raiders play card is ginormous. This one isn't that big. It's like half the size of the Raiders one. The Raiders one, you know, you definitely gotta fold it. It's too big. But all right, so we're already 2 minutes over. I'll get through this story real quick though. It's just, man, it just made for a lot of reasons, and it just felt so good to be home. And it just goes to show, man, some things you'll just never ever forget. And some can be good and some can be bad. Luckily, this was good. But like I was telling the story, I hadn't planned nothing. So this was very, very, very random. Like, it's so weird. I didn't know where I was staying, any of that. Got out of the game, got, you know, dropped back off. Or actually, no, excuse me, because this was after I got off, after I got out of the memorial. That's how I got. Yeah, see how things chain together. It was the memorial. I didn't have, this was Saturday. I didn't have a place Saturday. I drove from Connecticut straight to the memorial in Brockton Saturday. So after the memorial, I'm like, where am I going to go? What do I feel like doing? All you guys know I'm a poker player, or should probably know at this point. Everybody knows my vices, my hobbies here. And I'm like, never been to this casino. I collect poker chips. So, again, that's another reason why I shout out to Twin River. My ultimate goal is, once I gather enough poker chips, I'll create a pretty dope poker table. But anywho, long story short, I picked Twin River Casino. And as you also should know, I'm born and raised in Windsor, Connecticut. So New England is very small. It's very easy to run into anyone, any way, shape, or form. And I do stalk all of my friends and their kids and stuff on Facebook, and I mean that in a great way, right? I don't go home, so I mean that's how I keep up with what they're doing. Um, we all kind of post there just because of that reason. I don't do anything else on Facebook at all, but I do post what my kids are up to, things along those lines. So yeah, so I'm checking in, go. Finally, I get something to eat, and I go play some poker. I go play poker, and I'm like, I should just go. I'm tired. Got Sunday morning, got to get up. Had to get my bets in, all that good stuff, which I did win. I bet on the Raiders in the under. Shout out to Turf. That first bet and that first win. Drinking my water tonight. But yeah, so I'm like, but my phone dies. So now I have to go get my cord because I'm still not ready to tap out. Something's just telling me just stay a little bit longer. You got it right. You got your goal to hit, and I will admit, yes, Turf didn't pay for this trip. Shout out to Twin River Casino, and I really should say more. So the people that play poker, it was a good night, good few nights. So yeah, it's late. Right, this place closes. It's not like all the other places, especially not like here where it's 24/7, 365. And I come back, the table is completely broken. I'm just telling you this, and the reason I'm giving you because everything is so random. Everything about this trip, ladies, it's just so random. There's no way any of this stuff was like planned up or anything. It's just everything was random. And even down to this table, because now I come back, they pick my chips up. So I go, right, if they break a table and they put everybody, disperse them at other tables. So I go to get my chips and it's like, okay, you got a couple of choices. Which table you want to go to? I decide to pick this table for no reason, just because. My favorite seat, though. So there was a little bit of it. It's literally the fifth seat. Because I had to think about it because I have a new favorite seat too. Second, it's my second favorite seat. It's one of the 9 seats, starting to become my favorite. I'm learning how to play a lot better when I can't see, and how to react to when I can't see. Anywho, long story short, I sit down in the fifth seat. And as you know, when you sit down at a poker table, unless you straight up mean somebody to the left or the right of you, you're not going to see those people. Especially, if you're sitting in the 5, you're not going to see the 3, 4, and the 6, 7. You're just not going to see those people unless you literally like, okay, let me check these people out. And, I'm just gathering my chips. And this kid starts talking. What was that? Hold up. It's impossible. There's only one person on this planet that sounds like this. There's only one person that I know on this planet that sounds like this. One day, if I'm lucky enough, I'll get him on, and then everyone will get it, and they'll understand. We all have unique voices. Everybody can. This is just very different, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know how to explain it. All I can tell you is this is one of the most unique voices that I have ever heard in my lifetime. And now it's coming from the table. And I know this dude ain't here. So now I got to look to the left and the right. And sure enough, I turn to the right. Mind you, I've not seen this kid ever. Not in person. I know everything about him. I grew up since elementary. Father literally 15 houses around the corner, if you will, if you're going to track. Probably more, but literally a 30-second, minute bike ride to his house, the neighborhood. My boy Javon over the street. I'm telling you, there's nobody else that has a voice like him. So I just immediately, you can't make this up. And I know it's dangerous. You can't just be running around grabbing people. I don't recommend it, right? I mean, to my defense, at least if he were to get a little brolic or, orny, I kind of got the skill set to make him calm down a little bit, if you will. So But yeah, so I'm just like grabbing this kid immediately. I don't even look at him because I know who he is when it finally hits me. And he's like, I'm like, you have no idea. This dude, I can see it. He's like, I don't know if I want to fight this man, if I want to hear this man. I'm confused. What do I do? This grown ass man is grabbing all over me, talking about a nephew. Sir, you don't know me. I promise you, you got the wrong person. That's all he kept saying. I promise you, it's impossible for you to know me. And so then I hit him. So you're going to tell me your mom's name's not Lisa. And then all of a sudden, now he perks up. Then I say, you don't have sisters. I just start going down. You got to remember, these are people that I literally grew up since elementary school. You're talking a small town in Windsor, Connecticut. We all still know each other like it was yesterday. And he couldn't believe it because, in his mind, dude, you're absolutely crazy. There is no way you know me. I've never met my daddy, my mom. Ain't nobody ever sold me a picture, right? He couldn't understand it until again, like I say. But the funny part was how confused he was when I was grabbing him and hugging him and saying, what's up, nephew? He couldn't. Oh, it was so funny. And the whole table they were all too like, yo, this is weird. Like, But and it was because of his voice. So that's the biggest thing. This kid sounds exactly like his father. I cannot wait till the day. And that was the first thing he said. Everybody says I sound exactly like my father. And I said, there's no way you don't. It's impossible. It's impossible. And this is, again, you got to remember, because his father was a badass in sports. Basketball, baseball. He didn't play football. He may have ran track, too, I don't know for how long. But I want to say got a full ride for basketball at Siena. Yeah, Javon is dope. But, right, and then growing up, right, his voice is so distinct. I can't wait. But to cap this off, it just so happens that Javon is going to be in Las Vegas. Again, you can't make this stuff up, ladies and gentlemen. He's like, yo, it is the universe. It is meant to be. Like, he's there this weekend. I just got a major connection. I completely forgot about in terms of the fight game. So shout out to the knockout canvas. Coach Angela, man, just got a hook up. Completely forgot about it. Old school, got a hook up. So the knockout canvas could be seeing some things in the short term future. That's going to be really, really cool. Really, really, really cool in a fast way. So, but yeah, that's all I got for y'all tonight, ladies. That is Turf Show. I didn't get a chance to talk much about the Chargers or even a lot about, mine. We're going to have plenty more shows before this weekend is up, but I don't know how many I'm going to participate in because Kirk's going to be in Vegas. I'm in Vegas Thursday night, dog. I don't know. Once I get over there, it's pretty much over. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how many shows I'll get done. I do know Spencer's going on. Do dead in the water. But yeah, as always, appreciate you guys. This is a great show. And yeah, hopefully you noticed the new differences and some things that I got going on. Creating some new views, some new vibes. I saw a couple of new people say that they like the vibe and the setup. So I appreciate that. As you know, we're always working towards the best we can be over here in these YouTube streets. So yeah, thank you. And tomorrow night, Knockout Canvas, 10 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8 o'clock Pacific. Coach Angelo and I will be breaking down our final thoughts on my favorite fighter, Terrence Bud Crawford versus your boy, Canelo Alvarez. And then Monday night, you already know what it is. We about to be at that game. So, Chargers, Raiders. That's going to be an interesting one. I had us losing this game. I'm going to, continue to absolutely assume that. You know what I mean? I get it. But, hey, I got to stick 10 toes down to what I said. And, hey, hopefully I continue to stay wrong. I think we'll all be happy about that, right? So we'll have to see. We'll have to see how that goes, man. But until next time, right? Turf will see you. I'm out. Peace.
Think proposal, you been